Hi everyone, can you hear me? Hi Linda, hi Rosemary. Rose Lily, good afternoon. No, sorry, I was a little bit late coming on. The stream wouldn't start for some reason. Right, Catherine, hi. MG, hi. Ashley, thank you for helping me yesterday. The vinyl lettering is looking great. Oh, brilliant. Well done, Mandy. Linda, yes, you can hear me. Okay, that's fine. So I'll give it a few more minutes and then hopefully you can see all this that's in front of me. Hi, Charmaine. Is everybody okay? Hi, Claudia. Hi, Lisa. Just going to turn my machine off and back on because it's making a funny noise. Hi, Christine. Rose Lily, what's the difference between the SDX 125 and the Disney machine? I think they're probably the same machine. The Disney machine is the latest machine and it will have all the Disney inbuilt designs and it may have some extra fonts and maybe some extra designs. But if you go to the Brother website, there's generally like a comparison where you can look and it will tell you what's on all machines. Linda's saying we're okay. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Right, let me just get this in here and see what's happening with my machine. Okay, I'm just going to pop a piece of card onto this mat because I want to get one of the designs drawing and then I'll go through everything that's here in front of me. In Canvas Workspace online, I don't know whether you've seen it, but you can filter searches and if you put drawing in, it will bring up to what they call drawing cards. So they're the two that I've got onto the USB stick that's in the side of my machine. And I'm just going to bring one of them up and get it drawing and then I'll go through all of this. So you won't be able to see what I'm doing for a minute, but then you will hopefully. Right, what we all saying? Hi, Karen. Hi, Suzette. Hi, Bernadette. Good morning. Right, let me just move the machine out of the way and I'll explain what's going on here. So when I was talking about doing the dashed and cut lines last week, somebody said there was another pen holder which had completely passed me by. I didn't realise there was another one. So I've now got them all. So basically this is the original small pen holder that sometimes comes with your machine as standard, and there are 6 small pens that go with it. So you've got brown, red, green, blue, black and a pink, and sometimes you get the holder and all 6, sometimes you might get the holder and 1. And these are the only pens that will fit in this holder. So basically there's a little catch on the back. You flick the catch and the lid pops open. You just take your lid off your pen. In fact, I'll use the black one. I'll use this one now. Drop your pen in, lock that back down, and then just put your lid in there so you know where it is. So I'm just going to pop this in and set what I've got onto my mat drawing, and then I'll come back to that after I've gone through all of this. So just give me 1 minute while I scan my piece of card. Okay, so basically what I've done, I've gone to Canvas Workspace and I've found these 2 files that are called drawing cards. I think one's called Thank You and the other one's called Something Forest. I've done one just quickly today using various types of pens. I don't know if anybody's seen this. They're a bit like a postcard, if you can see that. It basically draws the design over 3 separate mats. So like the elements that are purple, that's one mat, the orange is another mat, and the green is another mat. And then when you've done your 3rd set of drawing, it cuts out this white area that you can see here, and then also in the file there's just a rectangle which you cut, and then obviously you can just mat that up. Now they're calling them a card. I suppose it could be a card, it could be a card front, or you could maybe put a piece of card on the back if you were using something coloured, or use a darker pen and just write a little message like a postcard. I'm not sure, don't know how the postage works in other countries, you know, whether you need them in envelopes or whether they need to be certain sizes. But I'm going to recreate this one in a little while, but this other one is one that I just wanted to get going in the meantime. So I've got the small pen holder that uses these pens drawing away here in my machine. Now that holder and these pens you can use on all model machines. So the CM series, the DX series and the SDX series. So I don't know if any of you have got that one or not. Then I'll go to this one next. This is the universal pen holder. This has got a bigger opening on the top. Okay, 1 minute, that's just finished that part. I'm just going to add the next bits in. Draw cards. Thank You is the one I'm doing now. Let me just bring it onto the mat because there are various elements in this file. And obviously I don't want them all drawing at the same time or cutting. So if you can see this so far, it's drawn one section just using the basic black pen. So I'm going to take that out and put the lid back on that. Now where was I? So this is now the universal pen holder, and this is supposed to take pens that are fatter. So just to give you an idea, something like the Stampin' Up, Stampin' Right markers fit in here. The Sharpie regular pens do not fit in here at all, but we had the discussion last week, and I think it's called the Ultra Fine, something like that, have a slimmer barrel, and they are supposedly able to fit in the universal pen holder. Then if you're in the UK and you have a B&M, I found this set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is what they're just fine point pens. And they're a very, very, very fine nib. I don't know how well you're going to see this. Charmaine, the design is in Canvas Workspace. If you use the filter option and type in drawing, it will bring up what they call these 2 draw cards. And I've got both of them on here and I'm going to show you both of them. I'm just doing the first one, which I think is called Thank You. Okay, so just going back to these will fit in the universal pen holder. So for now, I'm going to use this one. And basically, you make sure you've got the holder in your cradle, drop your pen in until the nib touches the bottom. And then you lift the grey section and turn it to the left. I'm trying to do this backwards. And it has teeth on the side and it locks in. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one in now. So this is the universal pen holder. And I'm going to do background scan so I can see this gap. And I'm going to get the universal pen holder to write the words on this card. Right, so somebody has just said, Christine's just said, does it automatically put the design on different mats or we have to do it ourselves? Okay, the 2 files that are in Canvas, one is all on one mat and this design is over 4 different mats. So you have a mat for turn it the right way around. You have a mat for the section that I've done in purple. You have a mat for the sections that are orange and you have a mat for the sections that's green. So they've divided it up ready for you. Okay, so that one has drawn. I'm going to come back to all of these in a few minutes. There's my lid. I just want to get this one underway. Okay, so Margie's saying, I really want to make my own quilt labels. Will this work with any pens or do I need a special pen? If it's for labels, if they're going to be washed, you'll need some kind of fabric pen, you know, that's washable. These, I doubt very much that these are. This is water-based, so that won't be. And I don't know about any of these others. Let me just go back now to the rest of this design and then I'll talk to you about all the others. I just need to retrieve this design. Yeah, so this one's called Thank You Card Drawing, the one I'm doing now. And this one is called Forest Message Card Drawing. But as I say, if you type drawing into the filter box, it just, on mine anyway, it just brought these 2 up. So I just, because I've moved the design from the mat on screen, I just need to line it up. So just give me a minute. So I'm just going to zoom in because it's in a different place on my screen mat than I've drawn it on. And I just want to try and get it because it's going to cut it out now. And I can't actually see where it is. So I'm going to put the blade in the hope that I've got the design lined up on the screen. And I'm going to say cut. Right, so that was the universal pen holder, which according to the leaflet, which I can't find now, I think takes pen sizes between 7.8mm and 9.6mm. Where's the other bit of card? I'm going to take this off. So that is what we've got so far. Now, Anna at Makers used this a while ago, and she did 2 of these, and she coloured one in and sent it, I think it was to her niece, and she left one blank for her niece to colour in and then resend on to somebody else. Now I'm just going to cut the backing for this one. So I just need to go back to my cut file. I've got that many pens on my desk to show you, and holders. I can't actually see what I'm doing, so just give me 1 minute. Let me find this file again. And then this one is nearly finished, and then I'll talk to you about all the others, and then I'll get the other one drawing. So all as I need now is the backing piece. So if I get rid of all the other parts of this file, you'll see when you download it what I'm talking about. Okay, micron pens. I've got a micron pen somewhere, if I can find it. My micron pen just says archival ink. Micro pigment ink for waterproof and fade proof lines. So yeah, that might work, one of those. I just want to cut this last section and then I'll be with you. Okay, what we're saying. Hi Donna. Right, Patty's saying, what type of marker can you use to colour in the black marker? Do you mean to colour this in, Patty? Karen's saying, how lovely, Ashley, something new, they look like Christmassy. Yeah, they just, I mean, this is just a flower and a bird, but the other one is kind of fairly autumnal, you know. It's got the pine cones and another bird and a fox and a little mole or something popping up there and acorns and things. So this one has the backing with the cutout corners. And then you glue it on there. So this was done so far with the regular little mini pens and holder for the black, and the universal pen holder using a Stampin' Right marker. And as you can see, these are, you know, quite a fat barreled pen. So they're the two that I've had and used all the time until last week somebody mentioned this one. Now this one looks more or less identical to this one, but the difference is in the top. This one is a narrower diameter, and this is what they call the small barrel pen holder. And this is supposedly to take pens that are too small to go in the universal one, where we've had to tape them up in the past. Okay. So this one will take things like your Sakura Jelly Roll pens. I've just got some normal fine tip felt pens that I've had for years. Again, these came from, I think, Morrison's or Tesco's. These are all now supposed to fit in here without having to be taped up. And then I found these. These are a 0.4 milli tip pen by the make, is it Stadler? And these fit this holder. Again, supposedly without being taped up. Now, I don't know if it's just my machine or if anybody else has this problem, but I've noticed whenever I use, this, by the way, is the Calligraphy Pen Holder, which I'll come on to separately. I noticed that when I use this, what they're calling the small barrel pen holder, when I set my pen and set it off to draw, sometimes when it's finished, it's moved up, so it's not set to where it was originally. Now, I don't know if anybody's got this small barrel pen holder and if they can tell me if they've noticed the same thing. Christine, single stroke fonts are not easy to find at all. Some fonts, Onda fonts, say they're single stroke fonts, but when you blow them up and look at them, they're not. In the SDX 2200 Disney, there is a single line font, just one. In fact, it's not technically a font, it's a set of alphabetical letters that you bring on letter by letter and create a word, but it is single line, which I will show in a bit when I'm going through all of this. The original pens, I honestly can't remember whether they are or not waterproof. Whoever's just asked that, Lisa. Right, so I'm going to bring the next design on. I'm going to try and recreate this. Just checking that that piece of card was big enough. So let's bring this back in. Move some of this out of the way, and I'm just going to find the file that's on the USB stick. Now, you're not going to be able to see the design on my screen. Because I can barely see it, but basically there's a mat A, B, C and D. A is one section of the drawing, so is B. C is the last part of the drawing, and then it cuts this white section, and then D is the actual layer that the bit sits on. So I'm going to choose mat A, And I'm going to put this piece of card on and I'm going to scan it in the hope that it's in the right place. I'll catch up with your comments in a minute. So I'm going to just move this piece of card and then I don't have to keep moving the design on screen. I'm just going to re-scan it again. Because one thing about this design, the design element, each colour design element is set at the exact same place on its individual mat. So rather than having to keep dragging the designs, if I just put my piece of card here, and I can see that it's going to draw all in the same place every time. So what bit should we do first? So this is the small barrel pen holder. So I'm going to choose one of these pens and set it in here. I need a bit of card. I'm going to put a little bit of card just under the nib. I've not got any on this one. I've got a piece of card in my universal pen holder. I keep a little piece of card stuck in with a glue dot, but I've not done it with this one because I've only just got this one this week. So I'm going to lock that one in and take it out and put this one in and get this one drawing and see what happens. So the pens I'm using now is this, and this is what's called the small barrel pen holder. Right, let me catch up with what you're saying. So GS Vickers is saying, I've just got the small barrel pen holder and mine moves as well. Okay, so yours does as well. I wasn't sure whether mine was faulty or whether they do that. And I've not touched my draw or cut pressure in this machine at all. It's set at the default. I think it's a speed of 3 and a pressure of 0. So it's not as if I've hiked the draw pressure up and that's making it move. Hi, Philip. So I was curious, so somebody else's moves as well. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, and I tried this earlier just on a test, I'm thinking that maybe you might, if you don't get perfect draw, see this has missed a bit on the corner here. So I'm wondering whether you still need to apply just a tiny bit of tape. Not wrap it up like we do for the universal holder, just literally a length that will just go round in the hope that maybe the clamps that are inside the holder will grab onto the pen better. I'm not sure, but I'm going to use this one anyway next, so we'll see if we get, complete results or if it misses sections. So I'm going to take that one out, bring back in the holder. That's not the right holder. Hang on, yeah. Okay. And if you've not seen these before, there's arrows on the holder and there's arrows on the cradle and arrows on the holder. And you line up the arrows and then hold everything together. drop the pen in, and then the grey section you push up and turn to the left, and then it will lock into teeth on the side here. Not sure how well you'll see that. So I'm going to drop this one in, put the lid back on that one for now. I'm going to go and get Matte B for this design, so I'm going to go back home, say OK. I'll move you around a little bit, but as I say, you're probably not going to be able to see this. I'm going to go to Retrieve Data, go to the USB stick, which is where I've got the design. It's in a folder called Draw Cards. It's Forest Message Card, and I want Matte B. And I'm going to say OK. In fact, let me just clear all that. Retrieve data, machine, USB stick, Forest message card, Matte B, OK. Just go to edit and make sure the other one's still, yeah, that's it. So I'm going to set this one drawing now and see what happens. And this one's the same pen as this, but I've applied a tiny little bit of masking tape just to see if it makes any difference. So let's set this to draw. Right, Christine's saying, does it have to go on a USB? You can send the design over wirelessly, but you'd have to send each mat individually. So you'd have to send mat A, retrieve it on your machine, then go back into Canvas, send mat B, and so on and so on. So it was easier to download the whole thing and just put it on a USB stick. Right, Marge is saying, I think they are waterproof, as I just made some labels on clear film sticker tape and it didn't rub off. Okay, so you think these small ones are waterproof? Yes, who's asking me that? MG, I've made a note. So the CM model, the DX model and the SDX model takes this holder that I'm using now, so the small barrel holder, and your universal pen holder. The only thing your CM machine won't take is the calligraphy holder. Dawn, don't worry, it's fine. Okay, so has anybody got any questions while this is drawing? Because this is going to take a few minutes to draw. Are we all clear about the different holders? I mean, technically there are 5 pen holders because there is the foil kit that has a glue pen, but that's a whole different thing, and I'm going to do that separately. So just for holders, you know, that take pens, regular pens, then this is what we're looking at today. Beverly is saying Tombow dual brush tip markers, question mark. I've not got them, but they will probably fit because I think they're very similar to the Stampin' Right dual tip markers, and these fit in the universal pen holder. They won't fit in this one, the small barrel pen holder, but will fit in the one that looks like it, that's got the slightly wider diameter at the top. Linda, on the CM900, I would leave your draw pressure and your draw speed set to default, so whatever it is in your machine, and you'll know it's the default because on the CM models it has a black box with a white number in it. That means it's the default setting, and in it I would do a test on some, you know, scrap paper, and if it doesn't give you a good result, try adjusting the pressure or maybe take the speed down. Right, the calligraphy I'm going to come on to when this is finished, but basically the Calligraphy Pen Holder has its own pens. Who's asking me that? Margie. And the kit comes with the holder, the cradle, 3 calligraphy pens and 2 of these stoppers which are marked A and B, and they are because your pens have A and B on each end, and depending on which end pen you use you have to put one of these stoppers into the holder, but I'll come on to that in a bit. So Susan's saying you've used the Tombow markers in the universal pen holder. Yeah, I thought they would because I know that they're very similar to the Stampin' Right markers, and as I say, this definitely fits in the universal pen holder because that's what I used here. I'm just gonna, my battery's going, just give me 1 minute. Sheila, it will tell you whether you need to change your lever to 2 or not. I'm on 2 at the moment, so, and it's not told me to change it to 1. So if you have your machine and it's on lever 1, it will tell you whether it wants you to change it. You don't need to worry about that lever on the side at all. So for anybody that's not just has only just joined, the black here is the mini pens. The green is a Stampin' Right marker in the universal pen holder. And then this is now these pens. And again, it's missed a tiny little bit here, so maybe the tape, you know, hasn't helped. So I need another, I need a green or something now, so let's, I'm going to put the pen in here. Set it in the holder so it drops down and lock it in. I'm going to go back home, retrieve data and bring the mat C on. So this is the 3rd mat. Right, what we're saying. Donna Brown, where do we get the file you are working on? Sorry, got here late. Right, Donna, you go to Canvas Workspace Online, so the web-based version, and it's in there. And if you don't want to scroll through all the endless designs that are in there, if you use the filter option within Canvas and just type in drawing, it will bring up both these files. So this is the first one. This one's called Thank You, and this one was called Forest Message, did I say? That's where they are. So Karen's saying, tried to use the calligraphy pens into the universal pen holder work, but wasn't impressed. Didn't know there was a proper holder for calligraphy pen. Yes, and I'll come on to that. When this one's done, that's what I'm going to come on to next, and I'll explain why it's different than the universal pen holder. I'm just going to move some of these pens that are on my desk because I've got pens everywhere. But I think it's basically these pen holders, whether it's what they call in the small barrel pen holder or the universal pen holder, it's trial and error. They recommend that the barrel of your pen is perfectly round. I'm not sure how well you're going to see this, but this is slightly triangular shape. But you know, they are working, it's just not maybe absolutely 100% perfect. So you just need to play around with the pens that you've got. If you only want to buy one pen holder, I would be more inclined to buy the universal pen holder and tape up your pens to make them fit if they're too small. Okay, so I'm just going to take that one out and put the blade in because this needs to cut now. So I'm just going to say okay, and this time instead of going to the next mat, I'm going to go back and I'm going to say cut, because in this third mat, not only does it draw, but it cuts out. So I'm going to say cut this time, and all the picture of the drawing will disappear and I'll just be left with the cut rectangle shape. Deborah, it's in Canvas Workspace Online. Have I just answered that? Sorry. Oh, Donna's answered it. Thank you. So that is how it's looking so far. Yes, Philip, you can use the small pens on any of this. That's what I used on this one. But I'm just showing different pens in different holders. Hi, Janita. Right, let's cut the backing for this one. So I'm going to go home, okay, retrieve data, I'll catch up with you in a minute, drawing cards, forest message card, and find just the plain matting layer. I'm going to say okay, do a background scan and cut this black section. Lost my spatula again. Let me just make the background lighter so I can see where I'm. Oh, that fits on fine. I'm going to say okay, cut and start. Right, what we're saying. Donna, thank you. What's it called? Came in late. Yeah, that's fine. Sean is saying, it sounds as if we're better to stick with the universal pen holder. Will you complain to brother? I would say if you only want to buy one, stick with the universal pen holder. Play about with different pens, tape them up if necessary. I'm not so sure it's a case of complaining. I think it's just going to be difficult to find a pen that everybody across the world can buy, because we're all in different markets, aren't we? And the pens that we have in the UK might not be accessible to somebody, you know, in America or South Africa or Brazil or wherever you all are. So, but the fact that my pen is moving slightly, yes, I've already raised that question to ask, and I'm hoping that I'll get some kind of a reply next week. So this literally would just stick on here now. So I'm just going to bring in a glue runner. So that's one. And this one. Okay. Let me just move you back round ever so slightly. So this is what we've got so far. Drawing file 1 is called Thank You Message. I keep forgetting what they're called. Go back. Yeah, thank you card drawing. So this was done with the mini black pens, which go in the regular pen holder, using the little black pen. The greeting was done using the universal pen holder and a Stampin' Right marker, not the brush tip end, that's too thick and flexible, but the fine tip end, like the bullet tip end. And then this one has just all been done with this set of pens and the small barrel pen holder. So I don't know how well you're going to see this. Janita, I love the pen holder as well. I use it a lot for greetings, if I want to put a personalised greeting on a card, that kind of thing. Right, what's Margie saying? You are so great at explaining this, and it's wonderful to be able to get feedback straight away, and so much help from everybody. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's what we're all here for. Alan's saying, just got both pen holders yesterday. Use both with wives. Very expensive gel pens. Did it work, Alan? Because was it Alan that you thought you had the ultra fine Sharpie pens as well? I'd be interested to know if they do fit in either the universal or the small barrel pen. What's Philip saying? Is the drawing project online only and not the download version? I got mine in the online version, so it may come up in the downloadable version. I'm not sure, but I went online. But it probably will, because I think it pulls most of the designs through. Yeah, so Alan's saying, yes, the Sharpie large pens don't fit. Yeah, which we established that, didn't we, last week? You don't have the skinny ones. Oh, right, okay, that's fine. Right, so is everybody okay with this so far, and the difference between the what they're calling the small barrel and the universal? Margie's saying, it's the middle of the night here, trying not to breathe in case wake up. Oh no, I forget that we're all in different time zones. Linda Fawcett's saying yes, thank you. Patty's saying yes, thank you. Right, that's fine. So I'll leave those there for now. So I'm going to put those two on one side. I would just also say, I also got these, if you're in the UK, in Tesco, Ballpoint pens, lightweight, indelible ink. These are basically just a regular, you know, drawing pen, but in different colours. These fit in the small barrel pen holder. I think these were about £1 something, 1.25, something like that, 1.50 for the pack. Right, let me just catch up on what you're saying. Sean's saying, I'm assuming you'd have to redo all the part which hasn't completely drawn, and there's no guarantee it would be complete the second time round. Yeah, to be fair, for what it is, I mean, it's marginal. It's a tiny little bit in the corner. I wouldn't bother. I don't think it's worth it. If you used these and this, I think you would find it would draw perfect, because I get perfect results with this every time. Becky's saying the ultrafine work in the Universal, I tried them this week. Okay, and do they fit without having to be taped up, Becky? Caroline, it's fine. Right, what are we saying, are we? I'm going to put another piece of card on this mat, and I'm going to show you the calligraphy pens now. Becky, no tape needed. Okay, fine, that's good to know. That's the ultra fine ones, the Sharpies. Is it the Delight Girl? How often do Canvas add new files? I'm not sure, to be honest, but they do it, you know, fairly regularly. I mean, I don't think they do it every single week, but you know, you'll go on and you'll see the designs that come up are always the latest ones, and they'll say new across them, so you'll know. Keep losing the spatula. Right. Right, this calligraphy pen. What do you mean SVG? The files that are in Canvas are FCM files. Yeah, I think it's about monthly as well, Patty, but I wasn't sure. I just know that you go on sometimes and then there are new designs there, aren't there, that say new across the top, so. And they tend to put maybe, what, 3, 4, 5, something like that, new designs in every time they do. Deborah, not that I know of. To my knowledge, all the original files are still there from years ago. So I don't think they do, or at least I've never noticed them saying, you know, that they're taking any away. I don't think they do, I think they're all there. Right, the calligraphy pen is only for the DX and SDX machines. And again, it's a holder like you have, you know, with your universal pen holder, albeit it's bigger. Your universal pen holder and your small barrel pen holder are fixed. They don't move. They're just literally one unit. The calligraphy pen is different in that the bottom opens. It has like a little trap door. And in here you have This is where it's fiddly to use. You have these two buttons with A and B on. And the A and the B correspond with the letters on the pen. So if you're using this end with A, you have to use the A holder in the bottom of the cradle. And obviously if you're using the B, which is the finer end, you use the B button in the cradle. The A end is 3.5 milli and the B end is 2.0. So if I start with the A end, which is the thicker end, I don't know how well you'll see this. And then if you look at the B end, it's a smaller nib. So basically what you do, we're going to start with A. So this is how the holder looks. So you open the little door on the bottom and you pop this into here and it goes in a specific way. It's got a little bit that juts out, and on the back of your button you've got the same little bit. So you have to get those lined up. It's a bit fiddly and it drops in, and then you hold it and turn it over and lock it and it turns to lock. So now it won't move, and then you close the trap door. And then inside, I'll show you on this one, there's a groove on both of them. So I've got the A, I call it a button, I don't know what its technical name is. I've got the A holder in the cradle locked in. So now I'm putting the holder in the cradle as you would do with your universal pen holder and anything else, and then putting the pen in. But what you have to do, this isn't going to be easy showing you how to do this upside down, the nib of the pen has to drop into that slot. So if I drop the pen in, it has to be sat in that slot before you lock it into place. And then again, you lift and turn. Now, because the nib is in that slot, this won't come out. So you unlock the little trapdoor and then it comes out. Yes, Becky, it does. You line up the notches and you turn it to lock it and unlock it. If that makes sense. I don't know if you can see there. It went in vertical and then it locks on an angle. And then also on the side it has these settings 1 and 2. Now I've got mine set on number 2 at the moment because I'm using the A holder. And that just lines itself up when you use that button in this cradle. And then you just put this into your machine in exactly the same way as any other pen holder and lock it in. Now, when you activate the calligraphy pen, you activate it online and it will bring up Calligraphy Designs in Canvas Workspace, and I've downloaded some into a folder on my USB stick. So I'm just going to choose one of the random designs. I'm going to say OK. I'm going to do a background scan to scan this piece of card, and then we'll see what results we get with this, because I'm finding that again my pen moves in this holder. Now that might be normal, it might be that's from the pressure of the machine, I'm not sure. I'm just going to change the background to dark so I can see it and bring this design on. So I'm going to say OK, select and draw. Now, I'm not sure how well you're going to see this, but I had my little button set at number 2, and on here it's saying to me that the recommended scale is 1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this little grey bit here from number 2 to 1, and you do that by turning this underneath. So I'm going to turn it to 1, and I'm going to have to take it out and reset it again because I set it on the wrong number. So I'm going to put the holder back in, drop the pen back into the slot, which is now aligned at number 1, and lock it in. Undo the bottom and take this out. So it you know, it walks you through. It tells you what to do step by step. So I'm going to say OK, then I'll catch up with what you're saying. I'm going to do start because I'm already on draw, and we'll see what results we get with this. Hi Barbara, it's fine. Alison, hello. And Annie just arrived, okay. Alison, sorry I'm a bit late, don't worry. Christine, 6 PM is Wednesday, yeah, 5 PM Sunday, that's right. No, no pizza tonight. Okay, so can you see that? So I'm not going to take it out because I want to, there's a font in the activation kit as well, so I want to use that. So I'm going to leave it there for a minute. Right, Becky is saying I only have a few. They are double-ended, 2mm and 3.5mm pigmented calligraphy. Okay, I've had them for a very long time. And have you used them in the universal pen holder, Becky? Because you've kind of got to guess the angle, haven't you? You see, that's the thing with having the actual holder. You get these little button and that sets the angle of the pen for you. And then in addition, you've got this position 1 and 2. Right, I'm going to go back to the home button and say OK. And I'm going to go back into my USB stick where I've got this calligraphy folder, and as I say, when you activate it, there are pre-designed drawing elements for you for your calligraphy set, but there's also an alphabet. So on this USB stick I've got the alphabet, and again this alphabet is uppercase, lowercase and letters and different punctuations. So I'm just going to choose a capital H, then I'm going to go to lowercase and do A-N-N-A-H, say OK, set it. I'm going to do a background scan, start the machine, and then I'll position it down here. and then I'll use a different colour. In fact, I'll use the same colour, but I'll use the other end. MG Brothers sell the kit with the 3 pens in red, black and blue, but I think you can use any calligraphy pen once you've got this kit. Right, I'm just going to drag the name a bit lower down. So what I'm going to do now, undo this. So that was the A, the 3.5 milli end. I'm now going to use the B. So I need to change the button in the bottom of the cradle. So I'm going to undo it first by turning it to the side to loosen it, and then just pop it out. This one is the B holder. I'm going to drop that into the cradle. It's a bit fiddly to do this, I must admit, but so I'm going to drop it in, hold it in place, and then lock it in place. And again, you've got the position 1 and 2, so I'm going to put it to 1, fasten it up, put this in here, drop it in, make sure the nib goes into that little groove down there, and then lock it in place. Open the bottom and take it out, and then if it tells me I need to move the scale to 2, I'll put it back, but I've put it as scale 1 for now. So I'm going to go to draw. And again, it's telling me the recommended scale is 1, so I've obviously set this one right. I'm going to say OK, and I'm going to start. Right, what we're saying, Philip Roberts is saying it's 5 AM Monday morning. Oh dear, so you're way ahead of us. It's, is it 10 past 6? 10 past 6 on Sunday evening. So let me bring you back round. Caroline, I think the Zig calligraphy pens would work as well, but you need this holder to set them properly. So when you buy this initial kit, you get the holder, the A and B buttons, the 3 pens, the blue, the black and the red, and then you get the font and some preset designs already. So that's how it's looking now. So that was with the fatter end, the A end, and this was the font that's comes with the activation kit using the B end. No, I can't. Who's asking me that? Alan's asking, is there any reason why they can't be used in the CM machine? I think it's to do with, let me get this one out. I think it's to do with this like barcode thing on the back. It won't read it if you put it in the CM machine. So I'm just going to take that one out and put the lid back on so it doesn't dry up. Becky, the Zig calligraphy pens are just a set of pens made by Zig, and they're called calligraphy pens, and I think basically they have the same kind of 2 milli and 3 milli chisel tip ends. So they're just an alternative. And as far as I'm aware, you can use those. I'm just trying to catch up on any comments that I may have missed. So is everybody okay with that so far? And have you got any questions? Would you like to see anything else using any of these pens? So Caroline's saying there are some with different tips, so make sure you get the right ones. Okay, so the holder, take the Brother Calligraphy Pen Holder. Let me find one that's not drawn on, not taped up. Is 3.5 and 2.0. So if you can find a calligraphy pen that has those two sizes, I would think you would be perfectly fine to use them in this holder. So Susan's saying, can I use the fonts that are in my computer as well? Yes, I think you can. We'll try it. Obviously, they're not all necessarily, you know, calligraphy fonts. So let me put this on. Let me go home, say OK. I'll go to pattern, I'll go to fonts. Let me move you back round, and if you can see, you can choose. So I've got 6 on this page. I've got another 6 on this page. And then I've got another 5. So is there any particular one that you want me to try? Alan, I think it is a matter of getting the angle correct on the nib, that's right, and that's why, I'm not sure how well you're going to see this because it's got ink all over it, but that's why it's got the little groove in it here, and that sets the nib. Somebody's saying 45 degrees. Is that the angle that it sets it at? I'm not sure. I'm not that clever, to be honest. I'm going to go back to page 1. Page 2, top left. Page 2, top left. Okay, we'll try that. Who asked me for that? Right, we'll do your name. So S, lowercase u, S, was it Suzanne? A-N-N-E. OK, set. I'll do a background scan. I've got button B in the holder, so I'll use the blue end and I'll use B. Is that my holder? So again, if you can see, the pen nib slots into the little gap in the little grey button, and then you lock it in place. Then you flip open the bottom and take the pen out. Pop it in, bring the name down here, and we'll see how it looks. OK, select and draw. And start. Right, what you all saying, as well as these type. Lisa's saying thank you, this is a wealth of knowledge. You're welcome, Lisa. Karen's saying where can you purchase, Ashley, and the cost? Makersuperstore.com, Karen, for the calligraphy pet set. I honestly can't remember how much it was, but it will be on the website. go. So you can see the difference because the calligraphy words that have already been designed for you fill in with the shape of the pen, and so does the single line calligraphy font that they're giving you, whereas a regular font in the machine will draw you the outline. You could probably colour it in as well, maybe set it to a fill, but it might ruin the nib of the pen. I don't particularly necessarily want to try that. Rose Lily, can you change text size with the canvas calligraphy? Let's have a look. I can't remember. I think you can. Do you mean the preset words or the font? Leanne, yes, it's for the DX and SDX only, the calligraphy, but everything else I've done tonight is for any machine. Let me go back to my calligraphy file. And let's see what else I've got in here. I've got a congratulations, so we'll bring that on. Let's see, edit, object edit. Yes, you can adjust the sizes. Rose, you can. So let's do this one, see if we've got enough room on this piece of card. I'll say okay, okay. Okay, I'll do a background scan. So Suzanne's saying it was also what I experienced. What, the gap in the text? That's because it's not a calligraphy text font, if that's what you mean. Vicky Taylor, I have absolutely no idea. I think it's just for the later models, the DX and the SDX models. I really don't know. You could always drop Brother an email and ask them and see what they say. Yeah, so Suzanne, that was the result you got because you were using just a font that was in the machine. And that's the outline that you'll get with, you know, with any drawing pen on any of those fonts. As I say, you could use the fill and try filling it in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this back out and I'm going to reset it, because I find, as I say, once I've used it once, that the nib, if I put this back in here now, this one's not actually looking too bad, but it's not actually completely set in that gap where it was originally. So I'm going to undo it, let it drop in properly and lock it in again. And I'll keep with the blue and I'll say okay and draw. Right, I'm just going to have a quick drink of my juice and then see what anyone else is saying. Pat is saying available from Maker's Superstore, $69.99. Wow. Was it that dear? Blimey. I don't remember it being that expensive. Maybe it was. I'm going to move you back round. There you go. I'm just going to put the lid back on my pen. So that one was done with the B end, the finer end. This one was done just using a font that's in the computer that's not a calligraphy font. This one was done using the actual calligraphy font that comes with the activation kit, and this was one of the pre-designed words along with this one. It is expensive. I don't know how much I would actually use it, to be fair, but I suppose it's good to have. And the fact that you can, you know, resize them, then it would be good, you know, for maybe wedding invitations or say a special birthday invitation, something like that. I can't remember what the preset words are. I've not downloaded them all onto this USB stick. I know there's obviously the congratulations, happy ever after, but I can't remember what else there is. I think the manual is on my website though. If you go there, it may tell you what the words are in there. Or it might even be on Maker Superstore if you look at the calligraphy kit and see if it shows you the... In fact, let me see if I've got the... I'll see if I've got the manual handy. But I don't think it shows you the designs. That's paper piercing. No, it just says 2 calligraphy fonts. And it doesn't, not that I can readily see, it doesn't show me what pre-designed words you get. Right, so has anybody got any questions? Can you cut them out? I don't think I would attempt it. You could try, but I don't think you can. You'd have to scan it back in and make it a cut file, because obviously it reads the, you know, the code off the back when you put that into draw. So I think you'd have to draw it first. I don't think there's no other option, I don't think. Let me just see if there's a cut option. Hang on. Let's go back home. Okay. Retrieve data, USB, calligraphy. I'll just bring that back onto the mat. Say OK. OK. Select. Cut. I don't know. I don't think it will. It might, you never know. Patty's saying, for your information, on Amazon US, the universal pen holder is $10.35 and the small pen holder is $22.34. The calligraphy kit's $59.13. Okay. Where's the, where's that pen gone? Let's put that back in there. Let's put that in there and just see if it starts to want to cut. I think it might, you know. No, it won't let you cut them. It's saying there's no pattern in this selected area. Was it Philip that's asked that? So basically you'd have to draw it, then scan it back through the machine and make a cut file and then try and cut it. But to be fair, I don't think I would. I think it's a bit too fiddly to mess about cutting. Okay, I've got one last thing to do before I go. So if anybody's got many questions, ask me the questions now. And then I'm going to tell you the 6 names I drew for the cards from last week. So I'm just going to unload. Have a bit of a tidy up while I'm waiting to see if you've got any last questions. I don't know if these are all going to fit in here now. I've got that many. Oh yeah, they do. Right, what's Angela saying? Right, so let me catch up with what people are saying. Super researching, Patty, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Patty, for that information. Charmaine, wow, that was awesome. Ashley, are you welcome? Philip saying okay. Angela Thomas is saying I've learned so much about my scan and cut on canvas just watching your videos. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Okay, any other questions? So this is what we've done so far tonight. Using the 4 different pen holders. So the small barrel pen holder, or I should say the small original pen holder, the universal pen holder, what they're now calling the small barrel pen holder, which looks like the universal pen holder but takes narrower diameter pens, and the calligraphy pens. Marjorie, you're welcome, thank you. Barbara, we'll have to watch this via the video, it looks really helpful. Yeah, okay, it will be recorded, so don't worry, Barbara. Right, okay, so the cards from last week. So these are the 6 cards from last week that I said I was going to finish off and draw 6 names at random. These are the 6 names. So, if you can see your name on here, if you contact me via the contact page of my website and tell me who you are on here, I will post out a card in the post. I will put this on my blog with all the names on it. So if you go to my website and click on the blog tab, you will also find a post later on with the names. So we've got Alison D, we've got Min Gmail, we've got Suzanne Hartley, Leanne Gordon, Alan Green, and Cherie Tropics Studio. And then I think I just saw a question. Alison, it's Wednesday, the next one, and it's going to be about, because I've had a lot of questions this week, people messaging me and leaving me questions on YouTube videos asking me about how to download files from Canvas, how to open a file you make on the machine but in Canvas for computer, kind of all upload and download questions So that's what I'm going to be starting off with, and then we'll see where that takes us. Oh, Min, you're on here. Alan Green, you're on here, aren't you? Leanne's on here. You're welcome, Min, that's fine. Leanne, yeah, you're on here as well. Who have we got missing then? We've got Cherie's not here, is she? And Susan Hartley. Is Alison D on here? Yeah, Alison's on here. So we've got most of you. Caroline is saying, does the canvas come with the SDX machine? Canvas is the free software for anybody. There are two versions. You've got Canvas Workspace for web, so that's the online version. So you use that purely and simply through a browser online, and you can store all your files in their cloud. And then when you go to the online version, before you log in, there's a big black button that says download, and that's where you can download the version for PC or Mac, which you install on your computer. So it doesn't matter whether you've got a CM model, a DX model, or an SDX model, you can use Canvas Workspace. Oh, Alison D's on here, great, brilliant. Linda's saying, thank you, Ashley, see you Wednesday. Yeah, see you Wednesday. Rose Lily, thank you so much, I really enjoy watching your tutor. Still hesitant to pull out my machine, but I will eventually. Get it out, Rose, and have a go. Alison D, yeah, I can see that you're here now. So I'll post a blog post with these names, but any of you that are on here, go to the website applelover53.co.uk, click on the contact page and just message me and tell me who you are on this list. And you'll need to send me your address, and then I'll get the cards in the post this week. So I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go and get something to eat. And I will see you on Wednesday if you are available. If not, next Sunday at 5 p.m, Wednesday at 6. Yes, Patty, tell her, pull it out, Rose, get it used. Yes, thank you, Dawn. Thanks, Becky. Catherine, yeah, no problem. Wednesday's 5, that's right, MG, yeah. No, Wednesday's 6. Sunday's 5, Wednesday's 6. Yeah, bye, Pat. Bye, Patty. Alison D, you're welcome. Charlotte, you're welcome, thank you. Okay, I'll speak to you all soon. All right, take care. Bye.